Well, the workplace can be a really important place for people experiencing violence. It can be a place of respite, so it can mean that at the time that they're at work, they are in a normal and environment, that they feel safe in, that they are regarded highly, that they are respected, and they feel confident in the work that they're doing. So I think that it's a place that can give you that reassurance that you are somebody, that you're contributing, that you have a place in the world, and I think that's a really important space for a lot of people. And also, continuity of employment can stop you from falling into financial hardship and financial crisis. The most important thing is really trying to be able to keep your job, because who wants to be falling out of work and then on top of everything else you're trying to manage, looking for a new job when we all know how stressful that is. So I think that workplace where you can feel supported, respected, safe, is very, very valuable, and it can help also create times and opportunities for you to really consider what you do next and what your options may be, and that your workplace can be an opportunity to perhaps have a look at and explore some of those things too. I think knowing what to say to someone experiencing family violence can always be a tricky one, and particularly dependent on what kind of relationship you have with that person, how well you know them. But I don't think we should have, no matter how little you know them or how well you know them, I don't think it should ever stop you in actually asking, are you okay? We read people. We can tell people when they're distressed or they're unhappy or they're anxious. You can tell if somebody that you're working with is not how they normally are. We don't all wear bruises and black eyes. We don't come to work necessarily evidently looking like we're experiencing violence, and sometimes it can be very difficult for somebody to know what to say because they feel ashamed or they feel so violated that the person they trusted, that they loved, that they are in a relationship with has actually turned into a relationship that isn't going well. And something may have happened the night before that is really significant and really life-changing and really very difficult to manage. So I think if you recognise with somebody that you work with or somebody that you manage or somebody that you report to, if you can see that there is something not quite right, you're normally intuitive enough to be able to read it and just ask, are you okay? Is there something I can help you with? I'm really concerned about you. And I think that if they, hear in a compassionate, empathetic way that you are genuine about listening, you will get the response that they want to be able to give you. There are ways of asking, and there are ways that you can invite people to know that it's safe to trust you. But I think you need to always bear in mind that their confidentiality and respect for privacy is really, really important, and that if you don't feel you are the right person, that you can always speak to your manager or some person in HR that you feel needs to know, so that person can be supported properly. And discreetly and privately, and their wishes are really considered. But I think you don't stop, you ask the question, and you can frame it. You don't have to say, are you experiencing family violence? Are you okay? Just genuine human concern, that's all it is, genuine human concern, and not shying away from that. One of the most meaningful quotes that I've heard, and it actually happened to be from the Prime Minister, was not all disrespect of women ends in violence, but all violence begins with disrespect. And I think that is such a relevant quote that I think makes so much sense. And so when you hear it and keep saying it to yourself, not all disrespect of women ends in violence, but all violence begins with disrespect. You can see how important it is that just by put down language, sexist comments, derogatory and insulting words are the place where violence can start. Just in that disrespectful way. It gives it an opportunity to exist. So the best we can do is not tolerate it at the very, very beginning. Because most people would say, I've never hit somebody. This doesn't mean me, because I would never hit anybody. So it can't mean me. But there is that lack of respect throughout our communities, throughout our society, which enables violence to occur. And the best thing we can do is to call it out at any time we see it, because it helps to snuff it out at the very beginning before it gets the opportunity to grow bigger.